Oh, that sound. Who would have thought that by 2018, crossovers would be one of the best-selling categories in North America? It's dominated by the likes of the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. Vehicles that, though are very practical, aren't very exciting. Even if you're not a fan of sensible transportation, there's definitely an upside to this phenomenon. There is enough room to build performance variants of these very sensible crossover utilities. And that brings me to this, the 2018 Audi SQ5. It's the go-fast version of their very popular second-generation crossover. Where the standard Q5 relies on a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine for 252 horsepower, this one gets a turbocharged V6. It puts out 354 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. But that's not the only difference. Not all Quattro all-wheel drive systems are the same. Where the standard Q relies on mostly front-wheel drive dynamics, this one focuses on a rear-drive bias, which is much better for performance-oriented drivers.
In the back, the Audi still maintains all the practicality of the Q5, with a powered liftgate revealing up to 60.4 cubic feet of storage room. It is a bit less than the BMW X3, but still very reasonable for the class. Loading is easy thanks to the SQ5's optional airlift suspension. With a push of the button, you can raise or lower the trunk by several inches. With the second row back in place, passengers are treated to luxurious appointments, including pillow-stitched Nappa leather seats and a massive sunroof that extends all the way to the back seats. Those in the second row can also set their own climate temperature. Surprisingly, there are no USB ports, just a traditional 12-volt outlet. If you like the back seats, they're just a tease of what's waiting up front.
Here we are inside the Audi SQ5, and it is everything you would expect in an Audi. It is gorgeous. Look at these plastics and these metals, this carbon fiber lacquered inlay. It's beautiful. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Ooh, and what do we have here? The Audi Virtual Cockpit. I love this system. It is an option on the SQ5. If you don't get this, you get traditional gauges, but I think it's a very worthy upgrade. Now, we get it here because we have several upgrade packages on this vehicle, including comfort packages as well as sport packages. This one is well worth the money. What it does is it gives you a front and center view of everything going on with the vehicle, and you can prioritize if you want the gauges to be big or the other multi-information systems to be big. It's very nice, very clear to use, and it'll even integrate Google Maps directly in your dashboard, which also includes traffic information. I love that. I just love that. And up here we have a second display that gives us all the information we need, including dynamics control system. We can also navigate. Now over here it's nice because I can do quick searches. Let's go ahead and go menu, navigation.
With a stroke of my finger, I merely write out my destination. In this case, a nearby Starbucks. This same method is implemented across the board in all areas of the menu system, making it very easy to find what you want very quickly.
Of course, it has phone integration, including Apple CarPlay, which is one of my favorites. So now we can go up here. It's not touchscreen. You actually get to use the dial, which is a little different for CarPlay. Not my favorite thing, but on the other hand, you're never going to scratch that up or get fingerprints on it. And here I can use Apple Maps if I so desire. If you have an Android phone, that is also supported. And unlike BMW, Audi, yeah, they don't charge you an annual subscription just to use CarPlay. It's just part of the system when you get this system. Media, there we go. And of course it has everything else, including vehicle setup. Now vehicle setup is interesting because that's where we can look at all of the driver assistance things that they include in this car. There's a lot of them. I can set up a speed warning if I want to be reminded that I'm going over the speed limit. I can do parking aids, which are radar controlled systems. Heads-up display, this vehicle has it. Efficiency assistance, it'll let me know when I'm driving not appropriately. Pre-sense, what that does is it'll detect potential collisions in the front and the back. Audi side assist, otherwise known as blind spot monitoring. Now, one thing neat about this system is that not only can I control the brightness, I can also see both warnings in the mirror and in the handle pull. That's kind of cool. It's just a neat way of doing it. Overall, electronics, looks fantastic. It is one of the best interiors, which is kind of what you expect from Audi, but it's nice to see that they are staying on top of things. As other vehicle manufacturers are getting better, so is Audi. Now, where we're starting out is a little bit of an issue because it is a gravel driveway with a few clearance issues. So we're going to go ahead and put this vehicle into lift mode, in which case it's going to rise up a little more than 3 inches. You can kind of feel it rocking up, and away we go. Now, the vehicle that we're driving has been upgraded to 21-inch wheels, and it has summer tires. So we're not going to do any serious off-roading. That would be silly. We will, however, find some pavement. Look, pavement. The air suspension, unfortunately, isn't standard with the SQ5. It is part of a special $4,000 sport package that also gets you a sport rear limited differential, red brake calipers, and the air suspension. Of course, this car comes with the Drive Select system. For right now, let's go ahead and start in comfort mode. Okay, so comfort mode it's still quick, but it's smooth all around. The engine sounds nice, but nothing's too aggressive. The shifts are barely perceptible. It is kind of a classy way to cruise. Now let's go ahead and switch it into dynamic mode and see what that does. I see the vehicle is lowering a little bit, maybe about an inch, inch and a half. And now let's go ahead and throttle it and see what it does. And boom. Whoa, okay. That's significant. Whoa, that sounds good. Significantly quicker, much sharper. Maybe it's that 369 pound-feet of torque that I'm really feeling, because that is new for 2018. That's an increase over last year's model. Now, the funny thing is on the side of the vehicle, it says V6T, and historically, that's meant that this vehicle was supercharged. T, supercharged? I think it's a German thing. Well, now the T finally stands for turbo, since this now comes with a Turbo 6. Woo! These are the reasons why you go into dynamic mode, and these are the reasons why you buy an SQ5 over the standard Q5. If all you want to do is cruise around in luxury, just get a standard Q5. It's fine. In regards to 0 to 60 times, Car and Driver rates this at 5 seconds, which is pretty much par for course for the category. If you want to get an SQ5 for yourself, they start around $55,000, but if you're going to equip them right, like the one we have here, you're looking at closer to $66,000. And then there's also the question of economy. No, actually there isn't. You don't buy this car for economy. That said, it is 19 miles to the gallon city, 26 highway. But again, you don't really consider economy when you're buying a vehicle like this. So that, out the window. When you have vehicles that are as sexy looking as the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, why would you pick the SQ5? If you pull up to a party in this vehicle, they aren't going to say, wow, that car looks amazing. They're going to be, oh, he drives an Audi. That's nice. Pull up in an Alfa Stelvio, people will be like, what? That said, you don't buy the SQ5 for what other people think. You buy it for the way you want to drive and the vehicle you want to own. And here is where it delivers. Right behind the driver's seat, with wheel in hand, with 354 horsepower at my disposal. That is why you buy this car, because it is fantastic. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the links right here. In our next episode, we'll be taking a look at the BMW 530e. It is a plug-in hybrid version of the popular 5 Series. And then after that, we will have our look at the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio, which is a direct competitor to this car. And that'll answer the question, do I get the SQ5 or do I get the Stelvio?